Good morning, Mom. We are the Group-3, and our topic is all about intellectual revolution that defines society. An revolution that defines society is a pivotal and profound change in how people think, understand, and approach knowledge. It reshapes society's core beliefs, values, and systems, often driven by significant philosophy, science, or technology, and it has a lasting impact on culture, governance, and everyday life. So there are three revolutions that define society. Number one is ideas of non-intellectual. Number two is information revolutions. And number three is cradles of early science. And for ideas known as intellectual is by Copernican revolution. Nicholas Copernicus, often anglicized as Nicolaus Copernicus, was a Polish astronomer and mathematician born on February 19, 1473 and passed away on May 24, 1543. Copernicus contradicts the geocentric model and proposed the heliocentric theory where planets revolve around the sun. The belief geocentric and heliocentric changed through the other important persons' contributions such as Brahe's observations of the star Cassiopeia. Kepler stated that the planet moved in elliptical orbits and the sun at the center. Galileo Galilei developed telescope and observed Venus. Isaac Newton's law of gravitation. Next, Darwinian Revolution. Darwinian typically refers to Charles Darwin or the theory of evolution he proposed. Charles Darwin was a British naturalist who developed the theory of evolution by natural selection. With its book On the Origin of Species, published in 1859, and the Descent of Land that introduced the idea of all organic life. There are two main points in his theory. Number one, all life on Earth is connected and related to each other. Number two, this diversity of life came about because of the modifications in populations that were driven by natural selection. Natural selection to survival of the fittest. And lastly, Freudian Revolution. Ideas known as intellectual by Simon Freud. Freud founded psychoanalysis. He described that the brain can be significant into compartments. He developed an observational method to study humans' inner life, mainly focused on human sexuality and evil nature of man. The Freudian Revolution greatly affected or gave rise to the literature, visual arts, and music. So both Copernicus, Darwinian, and Freudian catalyzed intellectual revolution that revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos or universe, life on Earth, and humans' inner life, influencing science, philosophy, and society in profound and lasting ways.
Good morning, ma'am. This is the information revolution. The information revolution started from the Sumerian pictographs, which is the earliest writing system. Then comes the invention of Gutenberg printing press 1455. So there are four cradles of early science. Mesoamerican, first Mayan, second Inca, third Aztec. Second is contribution of the Mesoamericans. First, the Aztec had established a great military force. Second, the Chinampa of Aztec used a small rectangular area of fertile land of grow crops on the shallow lake beds. Third, grow crops on the shallow lake beds. First, the use of rubber undocumented in the Maya wall game called and they use cocoa beans and currency. Third, the Maya developed an accurate calendar, also known as the Mayan calendar. And the last is calendar. First, the quipos are used by Incan for bookkeeping. Second, the Mita system was invented by the Inca is a labor server that takes for in road and bridge construction in cultivating of core and textile production. That's all, ma'am.
Asian, traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and herbal medicine practices. According to traditional Chinese legend and historical text, it dated back over 2,500 years ago. The foundational text of Chinese medicine, the Wang Di Ni Jing Yellow Emperor's Inner Canon, is often considered one of the earliest works that discusses acupuncture and the concept of qi and meridians. Compass. It is believed to have been developed during the Chinese Han Dynasty between the 2nd century before Common Era and the 1st century CE. The earliest mentioned magnetic compass in Chinese historical texts comes from the record of the Grand Historian Shiji. Gunpowder, first explosive to have been developed during the late Yang Dynasty of 9th century, while the earliest recorded chemistry formulation dates to Song Dynasty of the 11th century, often referred today as the black powder. Paper making, as we know it today, took place under the Chinese Han Dynasty in AD 105. Cai Lun, a court official, invented the process which primarily used rags, textile waste as the raw material with which to make paper. Printing evolved from ink rubbings made on paper, cloth from text on stone tablets used 6th century. Woodblock printing on paper started in China during the 7th century in Tang Dynasty. Taoist alchemy. One of the first evidence discussed in history is during the Qin's first emperor's period when Wan Quan, 73 to 49 BC, states how modifying forms of nature and ingesting them will bring immortality to the person who drinks them. This type of alchemy employed with herbs, minerals, and other aspects of the natural world. Middle East. Noria is a type of water wheel that has been used for irrigation purposes, developed in the Middle East and North African region. Early evidence of water wheels similar to this dates back to ancient Persia. While the exact origin remains unclear due to the antiquity of the technology, the water mill and windmill are used for crushing sugar canes, grinding grain, and pumping water. The Book of Knowledge of Ingenious Mechanical Devices. The author Al-Jazari was a polymath engineer and inventor. It is considered a landmark in history of engineering and technology during the medieval Islamic world. This describes candle and water clocks, water vessels, fountains, automata, and water racing devices. The sublime methods of spiritual machines contributed to the advance in scientific knowledge during the Renaissance period. Topics related to mechanics, physics, and construction of instruments. Explains steam power, blueprint of six-piston pump, and the design of functionality of different machines like astronomical instruments and clocks. Africa. Cola nuts. From cola tree native to the tropical rainforest of Africa, the nuts contain caffeine, theobromine, and other compounds that serves as the inspiration for the original formulation of cola beverage, including the famous Coca-Cola. Coffee. According to popular legend, coffee's discovery is attributed to an Ethiopian goat herder named Kali, as he observed that goats become more lively and energetic after eating berries from a certain shrub. Salicylic acid came from willow bark used by African healers and herbalists, may have been used to address pain, inflammation, fevers, and diarrhea and other diseases. They are also highly advanced in operating autopsies and cesarean complexes that varies to predate the colonial era. The experimentation in drainage, construction of polders, desalination, and irrigation still making dates back to ancient times, and the continent has a rich history of ironworking and metallurgy. Ancient African civilizations such as Kingdom of Kush, Nubia, Sudan are known for their advanced ironworking skills. Traditional ironworking in Africa laid the foundation for metallurgical practices. And that is all. Thank